I did that strat where you wait out the beginning lag. So hopefully this loading screen just zips on past, finishes instantly, and then we can just get into the game proper. We're gonna have Mundo top against what appears to be a cybernetic Mana Reaver Blade Master top. Jax jungle against Nocturne jungle. Wukong mid. Very interesting. I do see a lot more Wukongs being played top. Definitely one of the darlings of 10.6. Earned himself a hotfix nerf, actually. I think he's a lot more reasonable now, but I feel like a lot of people are still trying out the waters with him, building random stuff. He's on paper still so strong, but I haven't really been impressed by one quite yet, I'll say. Maybe this one would be the one to change my mind. I've got Ezreal Zillion against Zaya Tahm Kench. And I lied, this loading screen still takes forever. I guess I didn't wait long enough. Although the bright side is, because loading screen takes so long, it means I'm going to hop into the start of the game as opposed to like 30-40 seconds in. Which is good. Yep, this is the very start of the game. We're just going to get into it. Now we do have several amazing sources of AD on red team, which sucks for them. Wukong's new passive gives him a crap ton of free armor. It is anywhere between 5 to 11 per enemy champion near him, and it stacks up to over 500% of this bonus just by continuously being in combat, dealing or taking damage. I believe each time he deals or takes damage, he gets one stack of it, and each stack just kind of boosts that passive armor up even more. To compensate, his passive no longer gives MR, but now his passive is really crazy. So we'll just hover over him real quick. Yeah, so he gains 5 armor at level 1, and that will increase to 11 armor at level 18, and so does the regen. The regen will also stack up. So, increase by 50% every time he or his clone hits an enemy. Oh, so not take damage, just deals damage. So basically, this goes up to 10 times, and this also gets up to 11. So he can potentially get just 60 plus free armor from Stone Skin. He can be so tanky against the full AD team. He's definitely a viable bruiser against AD teams, and that is definitely what red team is. He just goes some bruisery items, he will definitely establish himself to be an amazing threat here. And just playing tanks too, Mundo top lane, he loves, like, tank characters love it when you only have to spec into one layer of damage absorption. Yasuo has essentially no magic damage except on his dash. Irelia doesn't really have magic damage either. Nocturne has his Sphere, but like, these are not terrific magic damage sources at all. You look at these champs and you say, oh, they're all full AD, and you'd be correct. Zillion is the only true AP threat here. And Zillion bombs do hurt like hell, but when all of your cores are AD, you wouldn't even look at an armor item this game. You might get Merc Treads, but that's about it. Although Tabai is far and away the better choice here in this game. So many auto attackers on red team as well. We're just looking at this matchup here, but Wukong should not lose this trade against Yasuo, and yeah, he's definitely coming on top. And Flowbar charges up, getting Yasuo out of there safely, but that was a very hairy trade. Even when he tanked 2 tornadoes, he came out on top in that trade, just HP wise. Doran's shield start for him as well, and now both mid laners ran out of potions. Yasuo does get the bonus of being resourceless, so he can stand to take some of these trades. Oh, that's a good bit of harass here from the Yasuo. He can't really make anything happen. He does push the Wukong out. Now Wukong does have to be careful. He does have passive regen now on his passive, but it's not significant enough to warrant taking bad trades like that. But so far, we're just gonna have every lane here farming out. Yasuo's really far extended here at mid lane. He might be in trouble here. Counter-Strike actually whiffs, and the turn from the Ignite, it actually finds the damage. Yasuo first bloods at the same time, a Windows notification pops up, because Google Chrome's recommending some pages. But meanwhile, top lane, Ariella gets a successful dive off onto the Mundo as well. She gets a solo kill. And luckily does not die in response. Jax will clean up at mid, so overall 2 for 1. But red team walks away with first blood. Some tiny advantages here in the early game. For most of these, let me just dismiss that Google Chrome notification. We think you'll enjoy this web page. As if I don't waste enough of my life online already. Now Yasuo is gonna back for a second Doran's Blade for more laning power, but Ezreal, he blinked into triple feathers, just gets rooted up in place. The 3 stack from Tahm Kench's land, and now there's a super beefy Tahm Kench tanking shots. He's gonna flash forward and eat a zillion. Might not be the right target here. He spits back out there, actually hitting different targets. Flash forward from the Tahm Kench, and Xayah secures the kill. And now Zillion's in so much trouble. Xayah pulls the feathers back, and she gets the double kill. 2 for 0 in the 2v2 bot lane. The jungler shows up, doesn't even get anything, and now Yasuo is coming, getting a gank here from the Nocturne. They do kill off the monkey mid. So that's going to be the second death from the monkey. Falling a little bit too far behind right now for him. I'm also interested in what he's going to build first. Okay, so it's going to be the Phage start for him. He's going to go towards Trinity Force first or Cleaver first, I'm assuming. I do think Triforce is better on Wukong nowadays in general, just because he can utilize it way better with better Crushing Blow, better Nimbus Strike, and all that. If you hear barking in the background, that is the dog. He barks a lot at this time of day. In retrospect, it's a terrible idea to cast at this time of day just because this is when the dog barks. Like clockwork. He barks at everything outside, even those he spies through the windows. Alright, I'm gonna shut the door. It won't drown out too much noise. It won't drown out his noise completely, but yeah, it doesn't even do anything. It's as if nothing happened. Well, we're gonna press on. There will be dog barking in the background for the entirety of this cast, just treated as ambience noise. We're currently 3 for 3 in team kills. Just about 6 minutes in. Boy, the dog's really going at it. Aurelia, she's having a good time up here. She actually first item Executioners, and she might use it to get another kill. Mundo flashes away from the blade wall, so I really can't get a reset. She's out of mana anyway. Here comes the Wukong. He's not level 6, but it might be enough still. Aurelia's taking down for the Ignite. The Corrupting Power will heal her up. Crushing Blow might give him the bonus range. You know, Nimbus Strike will finish it off. He gets it. And now the Nocturne coming up. He cleans up the Mundo, and now it's a 1v1 between him and the Monkey. But here comes the Jax to even the score. 1 for 1 so far in the top lane. And Mundo does die here. He only goes back. He has a cross armor. Okay, he has a chain vest, and that's all. That's not a lot. Like, he's definitely still in a ton of trouble up here. So the Nocturne actually comes up and secures a counter kill, which is good. And now the Wukong is not 6 yet. They're actually getting out-farmed across the lanes. Aurelia is crushing the Mundo in CS. And Yasuo is just getting a lot of farm on top of the Wukong as well, just by virtue of those 2 early deaths. And the fact that Wukong had to roam top. Even the bot lane, Xayah gets a 2 for 0. So Ezreal still leading a bit in CS, but the Ezreal leading in CS matters the least, just because he's actually quite behind in the lane right now. Items is tier to a BF. That is definitely a pretty dismal state of affairs for him. Going tier first actually punishes his laning a lot as well. You just don't put as much power into it as you really should. Now Tahm Kench gonna come up and lick him. Oh, Mystic Shot gets blocked by a creep. He has to be careful here. The Zillion is not even level 6 yet. He can't revive anyone. The feathers get pulled back. But here comes the Paranoia. He crashes into the Xayah. But Xayah gets eaten by the frog. And now the frog's in so much trouble. Jax does come in for the counter gank. Counter strike is being wound up. He's coming in for the hit. But decided a mistake for him. Now he has to walk back the way he came in. The Nocturne's not giving up. He wants more. Duskbringer comes out, but the feathers kill him off. Counter-strike's being wound up. Zillion's still not level 6, and Ezreal's being jumped on. He's in so much trouble. Jax flashes through the Mystic Shot and kills him off, but here comes the Aurelia TP. Jax does die after that play. Featherstorm does come out. Can she pull the feathers back yet? It's coming up pretty soon, and Aurelia's in a lot of trouble. She's being slowed down. Cybernetic Blade Master, come on. She needs to get out of there. Okay, she does make it out by blowing her own flash, and Mundo actually mashed that TP bot, but he didn't get anything out of it. Like, he indirectly saved Xayah with his presence, but Aurelia definitely gets more out of that teleport by a pretty significant margin. Yasuo might be in a little bit of trouble. Dueling the Wukong, very close under tower. Wukong does still have the Cyclone, he might be baiting him in here. Nocturne is back for another go at it. Aurelia hasn't left this lane yet. Here comes the Xayah. She's in a lot of trouble. She has no Featherstorm, but she flashes away. Blue Smite comes down to slow down the Frog, and the Mundo returns as well. Apparently, they're just tri-laning bot at this point. The Nocturne gets sped up by the Zillion, but it's not enough. He comes around, but doesn't find the damage. Mystic Shot does come down, but it misses the Xayah. She's gonna walk out completely safe, and she's 4-0-0 so far. So far ahead in this lane. Aurelia is going to be the next victim. 5th kill over to Xayah. Ezreal once again the only survivor. Zillion had to retreat, but the Tahm Kench might be walking about too far. No, but the Grey House Shield absorbs the next hit. He's totally fine. So Xayah walks out of this one laughing. She is so far ahead of her competition now. It's almost disgusting how badly Red Team just fed her in that entire sequence. And now all this time, Jax, he gets some free time up top with the Rip Herald. He's going to claim a few plays for himself, but here comes a Paranoia to even up the score. Nocturne's shielding up. He's coming in. The Fear will connect and will land, but Counter-Strike is still available. Is he going to go for it? He is going to go for it at the last possible second. The stun goes down, and the Ward Hop. The Duskbringer will miss, and now the Nocturne has to chase. He might have to actually give up on this kill. Blue Smite for the slow. A little bit way too late, not even finishing off that kill. Jax doesn't actually die to it. And the Herald wasn't even cleaned up in time. It actually gives Jax 2 plates away. Jax actually claiming quite a bit of gold on top of that. And that play is actually going to even up the team gold difference. And now both teams playing on completely equal footing. But Xayah comes out the grand winner of that. She is definitely carrying up her team's net worth right now. I mean, all this time, Wukong and Yasuo have been going at it in mid lane. And neither of them having a particularly impactful experience in other lanes, but Wukong's just getting murdered in his own lane. He still hasn't finished his Triforce yet, but he does have the Sheen and Phage components. And Yasuo is still working on his first item as well, which should be Phantom Dancer. Neither really have their first items done, but Yasuo is so far ahead in CS. And this might be a fight here. Wukong's gonna come in. Does he have the Cyclone? He will Cyclone. Cyclone 1 will take that kill. And Mundo flashes out with a flash, with a just like a tiny trickle of his life left. The Counter-Strike comes in. Duskbringer completely whiffs. Cyclone 2 finding 2 knockups. And now the Yasuo, he's super low. He has a ton of money, but he hasn't shopped. And now the Ignite is burning him down. He'll be totally fine. But so will the Nocturne. They're gonna walk out of there safe. But the Aurelia is the victim here. Zillion gets a clutch revival on the Ezreal, but he has to be careful. He's gonna be the next victim. 6th kill onto the Xayah from bot lane. Ezreal has to contain a lot of damage. He's actually first item in the Monomute. He's not even going for a Sheen. The Paranoia does come in once again, but he's hitting right into Counter-Strike, and he has no mana to spell shield the Jax stun. So Jax will claim that counter kill. 3-1-1 Blood Razor in his inventory. He's hitting very fast, doing a ton of damage, and this might be the dive here. The Frog just absorbing so much damage, the Tower Shot will not kill him. Xayah picks up yet another kill for herself. Godlike now is the Xayah, carrying a 700 gold bounty on her. Xayah might be in a little bit of trouble. That was a very zealous dive from her. She's actually going to give over the shutdown streak over to the Nocturne. But now Nocturne's chasing down a Frog. He's not alone though. Jax is just up in the river. Now the Frog has to recall. Xayah does die from an overdive, but Yasuo has died, gone back, and picked up his Phantom Dancer, but now he's being matched by a Trinity Force on the Wukong as well. Critically, he does have tier 2 boots complete on him, so he does have quite a bit of movement speed if he needs it. Yasuo does like his movement speed as well. Movement speed and attack speed scale him quite well. Aurelia is still beating up on the Mundo, although she doesn't have the advantage in this lane anymore compared to, let's say, just like a few minutes ago. A few minutes ago, she was in the position to be able to solo kill this Mundo, but now with a few Wukong and Jax Wizards top, she has to be very careful taking engages. But here comes the Nocturne. He's gonna jump in. Cyclone 1 and 2 will not find anything here, and Nocturne gets a shutdown on the Wukong. Two very valuable shutdowns here going into the jungler's pocket. He's trying to hit the tower, but the Jax is just so much counter damage. Just smacks him away here. Now he has to back off. He can't really pursue this. Aurelia is still farming away. 101 CS, second player in this game to hit 100 CS. Red team still crushing it in the CS department, but unfortunately they're not quite winning when it comes to kills. And that's actually what's setting them apart. Blue team currently has the gold lead. They need to find a way to convert their farmed income into actual victories, and it all starts with Xayah. They have to find a way to kill her off here. But it's going to be very hard. There's Tahm Kench protecting her. She has Feather Storm up and her own flash. It's going to be immensely difficult for Red team to kill off Xayah. They don't really have too much stick. So if Xayah uses all of her disengage abilities, very few of them will have a way to get back onto her. Now Aurelia top lane gonna trade blows again with the Mundo. Mundo's actually winning this trade now. He's actually got a level lead over her, but he steps into the blade wall. That's gonna give Aurelia another mark, so she will kill him off. Wukong will kill off Ezreal in the meantime, but here comes the Jax. He's hitting so fast. He takes down the Aurelia in a counter kill. She hasn't been able to catch a break this game. Every time she's made a play, it's already been immediately countered by somebody from blue team. Being suppressed here quite well. Now the Wukong is getting some time with the tower. He might be able to get it here, and now he has to try to get out. He doesn't have Cyclone. He does flash away from the Dustbringer. Paranoia gets committed here to get that kill, and now Zilean gets caught out in the river. He will die as well. So overall, about 2 for 3, but blue team takes an extra tower. Now Nocturne might be in a little bit of trouble. There's a very fed Xayah on his tail. He is going to be just fine. He makes it out. And now Yasuo takes away the blue team mid tier 1. So they're trading objectives back and forth across the map. The Tahm Kench is basically playing like Secret Service. He's not leaving the Xayah side. Mountain Drake is up and Xayah is first to the scene. They're actually going to start this, disabling the ward, but here comes a teleport from the Aurelia. They want this, they're not going to give it up. Paranoia is not available. Blue team ducks into a brush. They might set up for an ambush here. Here comes a Yasuo on the side. There might be a little bit too much here. Xayah needs to try to get out. She still has her own flash out, but she gets cut out by Last Rest. But the Tahm Kench saves her with the Devoured. They will be just fine. Mundo comes in, turns it around, kills off the Yasuo. And now 4-man strong. This is a 4-on-4. Jax is still coming in from behind. Red team is fully routed. They're trying to run away from this. Blue team tank cores are a little bit too scary right now. In fact, Mundo goes for boost of swiftness. What are you doing? He does walk up a little bit too far. A Nocturne flashes in. They're going to kill off the Xayah. Aurelia gets it. And now the team fight breaks out. But the Jax has arrived. Cyclone comes in to clean up. Zilean gets knocked up. And Ezreal is the only survivor. He doesn't have the damage or tankiness left to stay in this. So they're just going to concede the Drake away. They fully dove onto Xayah and kills her off, but when you clump up like that, you just give yourself away to all the AoE, and Jax is fed as well. He is the other damage threat you have to watch out for. And he will claim the Mountain Drake for himself here. "18 minutes in, blue team is definitely out off to an advantage, and for a team like this, they will only get scarier from here. There's a scary amount of AD across both teams, but red is definitely the biggest culprit here with essentially being a full AD team. At least Jax does magic damage with some W and autos that you can't really just stack armor against him. But so far, so many Tabi's being built this game. Mundo is still going Spectral Cal despite there being full AD on red team. In fact, he's even committed for boost of swiftness, which I briefly commentated on, but that's not gonna have to wait now. Jax gets killed off by the Nocturne mid, and the Wukong gets killed off in the 1v1 as well. The red team finds 2 kills just out of nowhere. They shut down the very, very fed jungler. Once again, Nocturne takes the shutdown gold. There's a lot of income being piled into him right now. And now Xayah gets caught out by the Aurelia. Feather Storm will go down, and the flash, she flashes into the blade wall and instantly dies. And here comes the Tahm Kench, the bodyguard, a little bit too late to the scene. He's licking up Aurelia, trying to swallow her, but he's not gonna get it. The Great Health Shield, not enough. Aurelia stands still from the stun, and Yasuo claims the kill. 4 kills for nothing. This is a spontaneous throw all across the map here. They lose their Fed jungler, they lose their AD carry, and now they're gonna lose the second Herald. Although the Herald here is gonna go away in about 30 seconds because it's in combat. It goes away at 1955. That is enough time here for red team to claim it. They do get Herald too. Very late in the game, which means this Herald will do a ton of damage with his charge. It has scaled up quite a bit. Baron Nashor coming up in just 15 seconds, but no team is really in a position to take it. Aurelia might be a little bit of trouble. This is a huge overstay. Mundo flashes in to land a few slows. Aurelia gets a stun on the Jax, but it's not going to be enough. Jax will leave strike into her. The flash just buys her like 2 extra seconds. A very wasted summoner there. They do find a counter kill onto the Aurelia, who extends a little bit too far for her own good. Here comes the paranoia once again. Xayah has no Feather Storm. She'll get instantly popped. The Zilean ultimate will revive the Nocturne, but Cyclone is here. Zilean does bring the Nocturne back with a significant amount of health, so he'll be just fine. He's gonna walk away from here. Last breath kills off the monkey, and now the Yasuo gets eaten, but he's carrying a bomb with him. He has to try to dash away. Will he get it? No, the leap strike finishes him off. The second bomb finding absolutely nothing. Zilean is still the only person left staying at mid lane. He has to try to clear this wave, but double bomb stun, that will do. It's on the Jax. Jax gets eaten by the Tahm Kench, so he gets blasted as well. That's not how your Devour works, my friend. Now Jax is being forced away. Mundo completes the defense, and True Shot Barrage snipes the Jax. Mundo comes in from behind, tanking about 3 tower shots just to kill minions. I mean, the rest of the team's gone. But yeah, like back to what I said earlier, he built Boost of Swiftness instead of Tabi, and he's building a cow because he wants Visage really badly. There's no use case for this Visage. If you really wanted MR for some reason, just get a Merc Chest for some tenacity and just stack armor from here. You definitely, of all the things you need in this game, Visage is not one of them. I think a lot of people fall into that fallacy of, oh, Visage improves healing, so it's core on Mundo, but it's very much not. Ezreal will get killed off in the 1v1, but Xayah, not long for this world. The Feather Swarm will actually dodge out the Duskbringer, but it will only prolong her life for about a second. And now Nocturne dueling a Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench eats him, spits him out into the waiting arms of Wukong, but the last second revive comes in from the Zilean. GLP provides a slow field. Cyclone 1 does get laid down, and Cyclone 2 might be coming in soon. The double bomb stun buys Nocturne a little bit of time, but it's not enough. Cyclone 2 won't come out, but the Wukong gets rooted up and knocked up by the tornado, and here comes the Jax double bomb stun. The perfect last breath goes through the team. They kill off the Tahm Kench and they kill off the Jax. Meanwhile, top lane Mundo is dueling the Aurelia. He's actually winning this fight. Maybe? Yes, he is. The empowered E auto kills her off here. Yeah, he is going for oh my god. A lot of people do think like, oh, Visage improves healing, like X item improves healing. This champion is all about healing, therefore it's core. But that is a fallacy here. It's all about effective HP. If you're building correct damage mitigations, you gain more effective HP than you heal back with the bonus on whatever healing improvement item you're building. So let's say Visage here, right? Healing received by 30%, but if you build more armor items, that makes you just take 30% less damage or more. It's better for you in that regard. And it's more useful in more cases. Oh, Xayah here, she's gonna get double bombed over the wall. The second bomb will also explode. She's gonna be dropped to below half. The steal from the feather is not enough. Aurelia does get found out by 3 members of mid lane. 3-man knockup, that's too juicy for Yasuo to ignore. The last breath comes through, but the true damage source still in the back. Nocturne is getting revived by the Zillion. Xayah wins the 1v1 for now, but she'll be killed off by the Aurelia. In fact, that's actually the Jax, and that's going to be a 4-for-0 so far. A very clean teamfight. Herald was mid all this time, just wreaking havoc. And now the Nocturne coming in. Trails of Fear coming through. Double bomb stun onto the Tahm Kench. He's gonna be locked up and taken down. Clean ace here from the red team. This is gonna be a very easy push down mid lane. They can destroy a serious part of blue team space. It might not be enough to end the game because now respawn timers are already ticking down. Are they greedy enough to turn for Baron? Yes, they are. This might be a terrible mistake. Blue team is up. They still have key ultimates. They still have Cyclone. They still have Featherstorm. They still have Mundo out. Furious pings on Baron Pit. They're coming in to contest. They have what it takes to contest. Wukong can destroy people in this pit. How fast can red team really burn down this Baron? The health bar is dropping fast, but not nowhere nearly fast enough. Blue team still coming in. Baron drops to about half health. 4,000 health remaining. It's actually gonna be taken away by red team. Blue team is a little bit too late, but here he comes. Cyclone 1 in the pit. Blue team steals it with the Mundo. The last breath tails out the Wukong, and now the Mundo is tanking everybody in the pit. Here comes the Jax. He's coming in to secure. Aurelia gets pounded into next Tuesday. She'll be taken down by the Jax. Amazing Baron steal here from the Mundo. The jungler does not secure it in time. Wukong gets a suicide Cyclone off. He would have preferred to live, but that knockup just buying so much time. And Mundo comes in, smacks Baron once, and actually takes it away. A very clutch steal from blue team, and this actually gets them back into the game a little bit. They still have very strong core members. They just have to play team fights correctly. So far they have not been. They've just been letting Nocturne and Yasuo run wild on their backline. Aurelia disrupts the front line really well as well. But really, they just need more armor. If they just stick it out, outlast them. In fact, what the hell is Wukong? Oh, Death Dance. I saw Aegis and I suddenly remembered it builds into Death Dance now. Death Dance makes sense, I guess, but at this point in the game, do you really need that? Aren't there better items for you to build? Like, I would prefer a Stellax at this point in the game. Although I could be continuously underestimating just how powerful Death Dance is. It is one of the better items in 10.6 as well. Now Mundo and Jax both going for Warden's Mail. But Mundo is one item late on being tanky. He just... If that Visage was like a Thorn Mail or even Randuin's or something, he'd be set right now. And in fact, if that Swifty uses Tabai, he'd be even more set. Although having Swifties might have bought him enough time to walk into the pit and steal it. So, no complaints there, I suppose. There are a few teamfights I would like to take another look at when this game does end. But so far there have been some explosive ones. Blue team does starting their push. 5-man strong, they're wearing Baron buff here. Double bomb stun lands on 2 members. Now they have to clear away this cannon. Tornado, the bomb will clear it away. But here comes the Wukong. He's cycloning onto the Ezreal. He's alone in the side. The Zillion has to self out, and now Xayah might be in a little bit of trouble. Nocturne's diving in face first, but he's taking a lot of damage from the backline. He can't get through the Mundo. Neither can this Yasuo really. So this engage from red team gets fully caught off, and now Nocturne might be in a little bit of trouble. Jax comes in with a 3-man stun. There's just so much damage coming in. Last press does not do anything. There's gonna be a 3-for-0 here. No, 3-for-1 maybe. Yasuo is still alive. He dashes back in. He wants the Tahm Kench really badly. He will get the Tahm Kench. They kill off 2 members of blue team, but they dropped everybody in. 3 members dead on red team. Double bomb. The first bomb. The stun gets cleansed, but it might not be enough. Zillion kills off the Xayah. Ezreal Rio flashes away as well. He's a little bit scared along with the Zillion. There's just Mundo and the Wukong left. Both of them are tanky enough to withstand Ezreal for now. But that was a very even team fight. Given everything that's happened. I wouldn't expect it to have gone that way. Blue team has such a nice start to that team fight as well. Catching out everybody with a botched red engage. But red team somehow turns it around. They outfought blue team. Even with the Baron buff favoring blue team, they get an even trade. So blue team siege actually gets foiled. They didn't even kill off the mid outer tower here. And now Wukong, he's not going to be called out here by the Aurelia. He's going to drop a cone and walk away. But that's going to give Cloud Drake here over to red team. Unless another steal something happens, but it's not going to happen right now. Nocturne claiming red buff for himself. And Yasuo takes away the blue. Very improper buff destinations here. Blue team will get their inhibitor up. But there's no objectives left on the map for a while. Baron's gonna come up in about 100 seconds. That's still more than enough time for both teams to set up. In fact, this is where I expect most players on the map to start cascading towards the top half of the map. To start setting up visions, start trying to get waves shoved out. So red team has a good idea, has the right idea here. They're shoving out the mid wave and Nocturne's pushing out top. Nocturne's Mundo's just defending. Wukong's trying to get a push started bot lane, but it's not gonna be enough here. So nobody should go boss side now for the next minute. Nocturne is actually dueling the Mundo, but Mundo does have a fair bit of armor by now. Randuin's is completed, but meanwhile mid lane, Xayah Featherstorm up, and the Aurelia wall catches out for the Cyclone will come in for some disruption. Cyclone 2 is still ready. He will pop it once again, but right now it's doing absolutely no damage. Now the Jax is getting caught out. The bomb lands on him, is strapped to him, and it's gonna blow up. 2 for nothing here for red team. The rest of blue team just can't get in to do damage. It's a very frustrating direction that the game's going in. Once again, this monkey has failed to impress me. 3, 10, and 8, not the scoreline you want from your mid laner. He's building really weird items as well, to be honest. I do say that, like, sure, Triforce might be core and Tabai is the good choice. But then he just started building components. Like, Warden's Mail definitely doesn't build into Death's Dance. He was going for Death's Dance, then gave up, and now he's going for, like, Randuin's or something. Maybe even Frozen Heart. None of those really make sense, but still, blue team stacking up armor. You have triple Randuin's Omen coming out here. They really just want to mitigate damage, but right now they're just being out team fought. They need more time to complete their tankiness setup. Double bomb does lash again. The double bomb serve from Zillion actually, like, low-key MVP. It's chunked out the Xayah, it's forced the AD carry back, it's created so much zone. Paranoia gets dropped, and now the Nocturne will engage on the front line. The Tahm Kench will be caught out here. The Blade Wall slowing down the backline. The backline is just running away. They're not doing damage here. So the blue team's front line just being left to the wolves, and they're going to be killed off once again. 2 for nothing. Xayah instant cleanses the stun, but she's still got a bomb on her. The bomb's tanking her. The bombs are just taking her out, man. She's down to half health again. And once again, they just throw away 2 frontliners for essentially no retaliation damage. A Surrender Vault has come and gone for blue team, but now red team starting another push. They're not even looking at Baron Pit right now. They just want to keep shoving this wave in. Keep killing structures here. Xayah and Jax, are they going to try anything here? It might be very foolish. Mundo is still sitting in the fountain. So that's going to give away another inhib. Inhib number 2 goes in favor of red team. Man, this sucks to be on blue team right now. There's no reason you should lose this game given your comp. But they're just being outplayed in fights, and their AD carry, who did really well in lane phase, is just not outputting anything in these team fights. She spent most of it running away or running around bombs, and really, I think like the entirety of that last team fight, she Q'd and E'd, and that was it. That was all of her damage contribution. She's almost Flame Horizon the Ezreal, but it doesn't really matter when she's not making use of any of her items. She's 1 away from full build, but she's playing like she has 1 item. I do think she's also prematurely Featherstorming quite a bit, and now the top can just hugging her with the Guardian Shield. Both of them will be perfectly fine. Now blue team wants to set up for Baron Vision. If they secure Baron, they might have a way to start a push again. They're gonna shut down some Vision in the pit. Red team's still hovering around. They can't safely start this. And really, they can't really walk into double bombs, preventing him. Is the sensor gonna time out? No, the sweeper doesn't time out. Gotta be very careful here now. They sent 3 people back from blue team to clear the base. Oh my lord. That is too many people to be down there. And now blue team's in a scramble. They want to try to get back to the pit, but Zillion's already standing guard here. They stun up the Tahm Kench. Xayah once again cleansing only the bomb stun. So now she's in a lot of trouble. Paranoia will latch on her Feather Storm very early once again. She's going to pull back, but the Nocturne, unafraid of the root, kills her off. So now there's no AD carry, and the rest of the team fight breaks out in the river. Yasuo's in the middle, 3 people. He gets a perfect last press off. He stuns up everybody and kills off the Jax. Tahm Kench will be the next victim. Wukong to follow as well. Mundo dies, and that's going to be a clean 5-0 ace with Baron, and that's going to be the end of the game. A very well played game from red team, who definitely played this game on timer. And then the timer got super extended because blue team is just making really bad moves. And they win off a very clean Baron fight. So congratulations to red team for securing the solo queue victory. Now I do want to actually, while the game ends, take a look back. So around this dragon fight, I think this was swung the game. So at this point the game was still pretty even. But here, red team gets a pretty spectacular 5-0 ace. So I want to see how this team fight plays out. So the team fight starts with Xayah being chunked to roughly below half. Now red team secures the dragon, and now we're gonna slow it down here. Irelia is gonna find 3 people here. These are blue team's tanks essentially. They have the Wukong, they have the Mundo and the Jax. And this whole time, Xayah still wants to participate in this fight because the team fight's about to break out. In fact, the rest of blue team shouldn't even be here when their ADC is sitting at like 500 health. But they still commit anyway, and they channel into this tiny corridor, which means Yasuo gets this perfect last press off. In the meantime, Herald gets deployed, so that's going to walk away. So this is too juicy for the Yasuo to ignore. He's going to pounce on that. And Paranoia gets popped at the same time. Nocturne spots a really low Xayah thanks to Yasuo being a human ward here. So she has to try to run away. Not enough time for the Tahm Kench to react. He doesn't devour her in time. He should have just mashed W on her as soon as the Paranoia came down. But this thing comes down as well. Now blue team lost a ton of health. Nearsighted on everybody. So now it's a total disarray. True Shot Barrage is coming in. A huge chunk here. Not really. But Mundo gets, let's say, 300, 400 health taken out of him. And now they realize, oh crap, Xayah's dead. So they all turn and collapse onto the Nocturne here. Okay, so now Mundo is going to be the first victim. Yasuo kills him off. And Aurelia's in. She's actually cutting off the Tahm Kench. So Tahm Kench is on full retreat mode. And now this is a full route from here because the monkey is low. The 3-man knockup was actually one onto the decoy, but it doesn't even matter. The monkey is not long for this world. Zillion gets revived off onto the Nocturne. This whole time, Herald is just pounding into the minion wave. So now, Tahm Kench gets a clean leg, kills off the Herald. And now he has to try to flash away, but it's not going to be enough. They just chase him down, kill him off. So after this, red team's like, okay, we got this. Let's push. Let's turn for Baron. So now red team is hitting Baron. Baron is actually melting here. They actually do quite a bit of damage to him. So now everybody's respawning. They're like, oh crap, we gotta get back. We gotta get back. Mundo respawns here as well. So now this is where the fight should break out again. Wukong wants to throw away his life for this. He wants to make the pit knockup happen. So now we have a Nocturne being pushed out of the back. Let's actually rewind a little bit just to analyze this a bit more. So yeah, we're gonna have a monkey walk in. He's gonna knock up everybody. Nocturne's super low. He's actually hiding in the back of the pit, and Baron's dropping to a critical amount of health. Nocturne does have the smite. Does he ever smite this? We're gonna slow it down a bit more. Nocturne doesn't ever smite this, and it drops it low enough that Mundo smacks him once with the cleaver. So now it's gonna be a total rout. Baron gets taken away. Irelia Blade also in the pit, so everybody in this pit is essentially dead. Xayah is not coming in. Like, she's just walking outside. She gets hit by True Shot and I'm like, oh, well, apparently I'm too low. Offensive Feather Storm, offensive Flash for a Zillion. Pulling the feather back, but that's a very awkward angle. She doesn't get the root. So now the rest of red team blinked out of the pit. Irelia is the only one in. Xayah is still walking around. She does essentially no damage in that entire fight. And they're gonna get a pretty clean 1-for-1 here, but blue team steals away the Baron. So the last moment I'll look at here is how red team turns this fight around in mid lane. So we're gonna fast forward here. And we're gonna wait for this mid team fight to break out. So blue team is pushing here. 5-man strong. They have Baron. They think they can get this to happen. And now we have a pretty fractured red team presence. So we have 3 members boss side, and the entirety of blue team here has collapsed to mid. They have to try to wave clear this, but this is Baron minion, so there's still 2 people here. Nocturne sitting off to the wings, he's arrived. So far, still a 3 for 5. But they can't really force onto this tower here. It's not really feasible for them. So now they're sitting back. This cannon wave gets cleared out, and now the rest of the team is meandering. So here Wukong finds the Ezreal. He's gonna start dueling him immediately, pops the Cyclone. He's playing this as if this was still the same Assassin Wukong, a Patrico. But nowadays, it's different. Like, Cyclone got reworked to do max health damage. So he definitely doesn't have the flat damage required to kill off the Ezreal. Like, Cyclone is just doing no damage to him. If this was old Assassin Wukong, Ezreal dies right here. So we have Wukong, Irelia, and Ezreal. So far, that's happening on the side, and this is going to be a 4 for 3 team fight in mid lane. So they're still fighting here. Ezreal blinks over the wall, Irelia gets knocked up, and now the Wukong's in trouble because he's running out of damage. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Xayah gets bombed once. This is a little bit too slow. A minion actually picks up that bomb. She was going to walk into that and get stunned. Meanwhile, Wukong gets forced out a little bit. Paranoia from the side. Nocturne fights the engage onto the Xayah, but does he really? Feathers from disengages. Meanwhile here, Wukong calls off the fight, so he's going to blast cone over. And Jax, for some reason, leaves the team fight here. This is happening. He's walking into the river. And now, Xayah heals. Feather storms away, so now the Nocturne ran out of the engage tool. Paranoia is still down, so Tahm Kench can't actually see the Xayah right now. And Wukong's gonna regroup with the Jax, but so far this is a 3 for 3 in mid lane. The rest of red team still arriving, so is the rest of blue team. Xayah's fine. Nocturne ran out of damage. So now Nocturne's in, oh crap, I gotta get out mode. The Feather Storm roots up only the Yasuo. If the Feather's connected onto the Nocturne, I think the Nocturne dies here. But so far, red team first to arrive on the scene because Wukong took the long way back home, essentially. So we're gonna have a full rejoin here. So this is where the team fight begins. Irelia flashes in, Blaze Reach, watch his eyes HP here. The blade wall is gonna zone her off. She doesn't really want to walk into here. But here comes the actual Jax stun. He gets a stun off on the 3 people, and the Zillion's gonna lay down a slow field. So now all of blue team is slowed, but they get a really nice combo off. Critically, Wukong no longer has Cyclone because he blew it trying to assassinate the Ezreal and it didn't even work out. So now there's just no damage left. Nocturne is going to be the first victim to the Jax, makes sense. True Shot Barrage gets a beautiful angle off here. It's going to hit almost everybody. And now Last Breath also connects. What gave him the knock up here? Was it his own tornado? It had to be his own tornado, right? How did he get this tornado off? I want to see how he gets that tornado off. Let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, so the stun. I'm watching for the knockup. Yep, so he gets the knockup here. He's gonna catch 2 people with Last Breath. And this True Shot actually hits the Xayah, but it pops a shield. So he's gonna be totally fine. Irelia is the next victim. So right now, by all accounts, red team lost this fight. It's just gonna be an Ezreal in the middle, but Tahm Kench eats the Xayah here. So now there's suddenly no damage on the there's no damage on the Yasuo because the Xayah gets eaten by the Tahm Kench. Now Yasuo's on full retreat mode, some flashes back and forth, and now he's diving back in. He gets this assassination? No, he doesn't. He's going for the Tahm Kench. He gets him with some bleed. And now Xayah's actually hitting something. But losing that critical amount of damage, letting the Yasuo get away, actually made him turn around and get 2 kills. And that's how this teamfight got really even, and of course the double bomb to finish it off. So essentially, if I'm getting this right, Tahm Kench eats the Xayah at the worst time possible here. Oh, a little bit more. We saw that detail in there, so a little bit more. Tahm Kench devours his own Xayah. So right now, we have Yasuo dead to rights and nom. And then the Yasuo has no damage left to hit him with. So he's actually gonna just walk out. Wukong flashes away, Mundo flashes in. That's really staggered. So that's gonna be the end of that. Very interesting game. Definitely some nice and interesting plays all around. But red team ultimately takes the win.